What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with a non spoiler review of Halloween Ends, you guys. So, before we just jump into this, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by thumbsing up the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's just briefly talk about Halloween Ends, shall we? All right, you guys. So I saw Halloween Ends this past Sunday. So if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you guys should. I'm the same person you guys get in these videos is the same person that's on Twitter. So my Twitter is in the link below. And also, I will put it on the screen for you. So it's _Jbsayzwhat. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, go follow me. So I had tweeted about it. I was like, should I go to the movies or should I, stream it on Peacock, right? Because that's where it is. It's on Peacock. So if you guys haven't watched it, go check it out on Peacock. So one of my good friends that I've known since I was in high school, he and I both love Halloween. And, he said, he was gonna watch it on Peacock, and he watched it Friday, and I saw him tweet about it. So I asked him, like, what did you think of it? And he told me what he thought of it. He said, hopefully you like it. I was like, we'll see. I said I hope so too, cause I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So Halloween Kills, I hated that one. I thought it was horrible. So I watched Halloween Ends this past Sunday, right? I actually started watching it like after SNL went off, but I went to sleep. So I woke up Sunday morning before I went to the grocery store, and I was watching it. I was like, okay. So before I actually really just talk about the movie, talk about me as a Halloween fan. Like, I love Halloween. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Halloween fan. Like, I know every iteration of Halloween. I've watched every last one of them, with the exception of the Rob Zombie films. I've never watched those films. So what I'm thinking about doing is I want to do on this channel, I want to do like some movie watches, some watches and reactions to movies. So I'll let you guys know I'm a horror film fan and I'm a comedy fan. So if you guys have some suggestions about horror, because there are some horror movies that I haven't saw, and there are some that I just don't want to see any ever again, like Children of the Corn. I don't know if I would ever be able to watch that one. And Children of the Corn just scared the shit out of me as a kid. That movie was just terrifying. I'm sorry. Children of the Corn is just a no for me. I might watch it now that I'm in my 30s, because in my younger years, I couldn't even stand to look at them commercials. Those commercials were just creepy. So Children of the Corn is one that I used to couldn't watch. And then I'm terrified of clowns. Number one, I'm terrified of clowns. So yeah, if there are some horror movies that you guys would like for me to watch and react to, leave them in the comments section. I'll actually post on a community tab as well as comedy. I like comedy, horror, and action movies. When I say action movies, I mean fighting, like Power Rangers, Marvel, DC, or like Fast and Furious. I like action stuff. So you guys can leave some of those in the comments and in the community post that I'm going to post eventually. So I've watched every Halloween. I know Halloween 1, 1978. I know Halloween 2. I know Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Halloween 5, The Curse of Michael Myers. Halloween 6, The Revenge of Michael Myers. And H2O, Resurrection, the 2018 Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. So I've watched every last one of them. So, for the longest time, Halloween Resurrection wasn't one of my favorite Halloweens in the franchise. But now I don't even know where to rank Halloween. The crazy thing is, I don't know where to rank the two that I don't like the most, which is Resurrection and Halloween 6. I don't know where to rank them in comparison to this one, right? Because Halloween 6, Halloween 6 is not one of my favorites. It's not for me, it's not I know there are people who hate Halloween 6, but for me, I don't really hate Halloween 6 that much. I think that there were just some things in Halloween 6 that I just was like, what the fuck is this? it was just like, huh? This makes no sense. Then I saw the director's. I saw both the director's cut and a theatrical release, and those are two completely different movies. Oh my God! I was like, how can they be different? But they are. Resurrection for me, the reason why I'm not a huge fan of Resurrection is because of, spoiler alert, if you have not saw Resurrection, which they show it on AMC, which is Fear Fest, and that's another thing about me. I love Fear Fest. So yeah, if you guys, spoiler alert, Laurie in Halloween Resurrection was killed in the first 10 minutes of the movie. And I was just like, oh, okay. No Laurie. So then Michael went to his home and he took out the people who were, filming a reality show in his home. So spoiler alert. That's why I don't like that one, because it just didn't make any sense. Because if so, here's the other thing. If you guys are not familiar with Halloween, so Halloween, Halloween 2, those are in the same timeline, right? Then you have Halloween 4, 5, and 6. They're in their own timeline. So in the timeline of Halloween 4 through 6, you're dealing with Jamie's daughter, whose name was Jamie, and Michael was trying to get to Jamie, and he finally got Jamie in Halloween 6. But also in Halloween 6, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, those movies are old by now. What, Halloween 5, Halloween 6 came out in 1995. So spoiler alert if you've never saw it. So, and that's what, I think that's what threw me off with Halloween 6, was the fact that that baby that Michael was trying to get to was his baby with his niece, Jamie. No, they did not have intercourse. The this cult-like thing, I believe they inseminated her with Michael's sperm. Disgusting. So Michael, after he took out Jamie, he was trying to get to his nephew's son. Ugh. So yeah, so Halloween 4 through 6, they're in their own timeline. So after you get out of Halloween 6, we go to H2O and Resurrection, which they're in their own timeline. So Halloween 1 and 2, they coincide with Resurrection and H2O. So the big thing from Halloween 1 and 2 was the fact that in Halloween 2, they found out that Michael was Laurie's brother. So that's what happened. That was what was going on from H2O to Resurrection, that he was trying to, basically just take out the last part of his family. So then we get to the 2018 version of Halloween. So the only movie that counts in that timeline is the original one from 1978. So Halloween 2 doesn't exist in this current timeline with Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. That doesn't exist. Though Halloween 2 doesn't exist. So in this timeline, Michael and Laurie are not brother and sister. Michael is just trying to, finish what he started in 1978. So cool. We got that, right? So Halloween Ends, it's literally kind of picking up from the events of Halloween Ends. Not Halloween Ends, but Halloween Kills, right? And like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of Halloween Kills because it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. Now, I will say with Halloween Ends, there were some things in here that I did not like. One thing that I will say is it's not really a spoiler, so to speak. I don't think it'll be a spoiler. Not really. Technically, it kind of is a spoiler, but it's not a big it's not going to spoil the movie. It was just in Halloween Ends, the town of Haddonfield, it was their treatment of Laurie. Like, they treated that woman like shit. That's not a spoiler. They treated her terribly in this movie. And I can't tell you guys why they treated her terribly, but they were treating her so badly. And I'm like, she didn't do anything. You guys are, well, yeah, she didn't do anything. So for me, Halloween Ends, it's not a bad movie, but it's not the best movie at the same time either. Because I will say with Halloween Ends, the writing was horrible. So I would say for like the first hour, I was hella confused. The first hour I was hella confused because the movie is an hour. If you watch it on Peacock, it's an hour and 50 minutes long. So for the first, and I realized I was an hour in. I was like, wait a minute, what is this that I'm watching? Because I didn't understand it. It was so confusing because in this movie, it follows. How do I say this without spoiling it? How do I say this without spoiling it? What I can say is they introduced a new character, right? They introduced a new character, and they spent a lot of time following this particular character and this particular character's story. Which the story was fucked up. What happened to this character? It was terrible, especially at the beginning, the very beginning of the movie. It was a particular scene that happened. I was like, wait a minute, that wasn't that person's fault. What happened? But it set off a chain reaction of things that later followed. And I was just like, that wasn't that person's fault, right? What I will say, there were some, now this isn't a spoiler either. There were some bullies in this movie. Quite a few, there were some bullies in this movie. And that was another, that's why I say the writing was bad at, right? So these bullies are bullying, picking on this person that the movie was following in the beginning. They were picking on this particular person. I'm like, wait a minute. If you know what allegedly happened, why are you bothering this person? And they continue to bother the person for quite some time throughout this whole entire movie. I was like, that's stupid. And I was thinking, now, this is not a spoiler. Was my thinking process. I was thinking to myself, baby, whenever Michael gets to y'all's asses, y'all are going to get what y'all deserved because y'all were some ass hats. Y'all were some little ass hats. So yeah, so the beginning of the movie, it followed this one particular, like I said, it followed this one character. And I just was like, what the fuck, man? It just didn't make any sense to me. Then at one point, it felt like a whole Lifetime movie to me. I was like, excuse me, what is this? Is this like, it's like the good girl falling in love with the good girl falling in love with a bad boy. And I was like, huh? That's not a spoiler, but that's not really a spoiler. It's semi a spoiler, but it's not really, because that doesn't give away anything towards the movie. But it was a good girl falling for a bad boy. And I'm like, why does this feel like a Lifetime original movie? I was just like, okay, that's interesting to me as well. So then we get to the end of the movie, because honestly, this movie, like I said, it really followed this one particular character. And you saw this character kind of go unhinged. And I'll talk about it more when I do my spoiler review. I'll do that next week, I think. You just see the transition of this person. I'm like, why? So then you get to the end of the movie, and I was like, wait a minute, this is the end? Nothing. The things that I expected to happen in this movie did not happen. So let me say this, because I know that there are people who probably like, and that's the thing that I saw on social media last Sunday. There are people who like the movie, right? And there are people who dislike the movie. And the people who say that who dislike, the people who love the movie, they're saying, oh, the reason why you guys don't like the movie is because you're a Michael Myers fan. Duh, bitch. But that's not why I don't like the movie. So I can't say that I don't like the movie, but what I can say is it's Halloween, but it's not my favorite. Will I rewatch it again? Maybe. I don't hate the movie. I just think that the writing was just not that great. It wasn't that good. Now the ending, the ending I will say, and I'm not going to give a spoiler, it's something that I've always wanted. If you guys know how Halloweens always end, then it's a different ending than what we typically get in Halloweens. I will say that one. That's about all I can say. It's a whole completely different ending than what we typically get from Halloween. And I was okay with the ending. I wasn't pissed off about the ending. I was just like, I just didn't understand the movie in itself. It was just like, there was a lot of stuff that I was just confused about. But when I finally put two and two together, I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess it's just not for me. It's not my favorite. Now, I will say if they ever do come back with another Halloween, it's gonna have to be in a different time. It's gotta be. It's gonna be in a different timeline. No doubt about it. It'll be in a different timeline. It'll be in a different timeline. But I kind of hope they don't. They could have kept this movie. Be honest with you guys, just keeping it real. They could have kept this movie. I would have been fine if they kept it. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about. Let me know if you guys watched the movie. If you guys watched the movie, let me know your thoughts and opinions about it. If you guys haven't watched it, let me know when you guys are going to be going to go see it. If you guys are going to go to the movies or watch it on Peacock. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, watch it on Peacock. That's the best advice I can give you. Watch it on Peacock. Don't go to the movies for it. Watch it on Peacock. If you have Peacock, that is. But yeah, you guys, that's all I got. I'll see you guys later. Be safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, wear a mask, social distance, thumbs up the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.